Alrighty, we are back again. And we left off getting our cuts ready. Um, so let's see here. Let's just double check. That's about the right thickness for what we are gonna want. And then the thing will come out to about there. I've been looking around on this, and by the looks of it, the lip on this wheel looks like it's about flush here, while this one actually looks like it's rounded out and it kind of comes inward a little bit to kind of take off some of the space, I guess. I don't really know exactly how to explain that, but it's not flush with that rim. So what I realize now is that I can actually have some of that room that I'm needing for this door here. So we're going to get back to that door now, and we're going to line it up a little bit better now that we can get it a little more accurate now. So like I said earlier, it doesn't have to be 100% right, but a lot of people, accuracy, do your best. I mean, it's just like, you do what you can. Work with what you have. If you do what you can and, it's close, it's close. And go with it, man. I mean, heck. That's kind of the point of this. I mean, you can't get it right on. Just go ahead and do what you can. That's all that really matters there. So it's not going to be 100% accurate right now, but it's going to be close. So now we're put up against a fight now. And I mean fight because we're going to try and figure out how we're going to do this window here. Yeah, this is the tough part. So you find out we need a curved edge here. And this is like gonna be a tough one to figure out here. So let's go and let's take a look at our drawing and see what kind of options we're gonna be working with. So the way I think I can go about this is I'm just gonna use this and well, we're just gonna work with what we can do here, I guess, at this point. See what our limitations will be when we get there. And the same thing's gonna happen with these windows. I'm actually gonna make a clone of these. That way, I will be able to make the rims around that window there. A neat thing about this so we have this little centerpiece here. Alright. So we're going to have to keep that in mind when we're spacing these out. And by the looks of it, we're just going to end up cloning this and then working with what we have. And just kind of see how this will run. Yeah. I think that looks pretty swell. That's an Eddsworld quote. For all those who don't know him, be sure you go check him out. He is he's a really good or he was, and then things happen to people, and I don't really want to go into detail about that right now. So we're just gonna try and stay on topic with this. Alright. So at this point now, This edge needs to be flushed with it needs to be flush with the outside edge here. I think that'll work for what we want. And then I'm going to go through and I'm going to start maneuvering this. So we're going to get this where we want it to be, which is right there approximately. And then this one right here is going to be right about there. Yeah. Just like that. And then this one we'll bring it up so that it matches. And the way we want line up, I presume, I think we can just plot a point right here and call it good. Yeah, how's that look? I think that looks pretty nice. Now, so then we just do this side. And there we go with the snaps again. I do want to make a quick mention to all of you. So, recently, I've hit close to, what is it? I'm at 377 subscribers. I'm almost at the 400 mark. And I want to give a big thank you to everybody for getting me there. I really appreciate all those who support my videos and all of those who don't, I guess. I don't know. You guys keep me going. And I know I haven't been as active on YouTube as I'd like to be, but, you know, life is life. You know, gotta do what you gotta do. And what I had to do was what I had to do. So, hopefully, though, I can start getting more videos out. My internet is good now, so I don't have that excuse of poor internet connection. I mean, I'm uploading what part now? I'm uploading part 2. Now, as I said that, I kinda, I lied for a second there. Our internet at this moment is being really shoddy, but hopefully that will be cured that should be fine very soon here. So no worries there. These documentaries are coming out. I'm interested to really see what you guys are thinking about them. I mean, do you want to see more? Do you want to see less? I mean, as for now, I think a lot of people, they really like to see the modeling processes and how they're all done. So, I'm going to keep doing it like this, and we will see how it goes from here. Ooh, and I need to round those edges? That's another thing. Oh man, all my tabs are open. I apologize for all this mumbo jumbo going on here. Yeah, I do need to curve those. So before I clone this, we're gonna have to go back and curve those edges up a little bit. But after that, we should be good. Fellow Ruskies. And then we get that problem. And that's basically the thing saying it's not happy with what we did. So we're gonna actually go back to before we chamfered those edges, and we're gonna chamfer them all together. And this is hopefully gonna prevent what just happened there. And with chamfer, you never know. But look at that, it worked, and that's exactly what I wanted. See, now everything is lining up just like it should, hopefully. Now, I want to point something out about everybody's modeling skills. I've noticed through my time as a modeler and viewing other people's creations that no two modeling techniques are necessarily the same. And you know, I don't know how to say that statement is just so true. And I say that because a lot of my skills and what I do here, a lot of people do so many different things than I would be doing. My ways are a little more primitive compared to a lot of other people, but my main goal is like, hey, get it done. It works. So, you know, if it works, it ain't stupid if it works. So, whatever works for you, do it. Now, what I just found out here with this technique that I just did, it's going to cause that. So, what I need to do is take this, oh, you know what? I need to flip that horizontally here. And then, ah, crap. Yeah, that's gonna be a problem now, isn't it? Let's see here. Can we mirror this? This is a risky move I'm doing because the mirror likes to screw so much up. And then we're just going to create a copy here. And that's just to kind of get around a couple things. Alright, so I think that about does it there for that. So I take this, it's going to move everything. So we need to get around this by going into an editable mesh. And we're just going to take this and we're going to see, geez whiz, come on. There we go. Alright, yeah, that's the one we want to mess with. So we'll just put that at negative, and it is something I didn't want it to do. So this is what I mean, how, you know, stuff just happens sometimes, guys. Yeah, not sure what's quite going on here. Alright, so if I put that at negative, that's gonna happen. Alright, and that's not even the right one, so yeah. Alright, so as you guys can kind of see, we're having a little bit of difficulty here. So we're just going to go back into this menu here. Alright, and that's going to be before the mirror change that we did. Where are we? We're at 14 minutes. So if you just kind of decided to jump in right now, I'm keeping the videos about 25, 26 minutes long. I mean, I don't want them going on forever, but in the comment box, let me know what you guys think. I mean, I would like to do a little bit longer videos for you guys, keep rolling them out, but be able to stay on modeling for more than 25 minutes. Because let me just tell you something right away. When you're modeling, things take a while, as you can see, and this is simply just because of your modeling program. You got to think things through. I mean, for some people it goes very quick, for others it goes very slow. You're easily distracted. It's just is sometimes very hard to stay on track with your modeling. So, you go off topic like me, as you probably all have found out by now that it's pretty common. Stuff like that, it's just gonna happen. It's part of modeling, and things are going to take a while, so you are going to hear a lot of me rambling on. You're going to hear a lot of, me going back and redoing things. You're going to see a lot of that. And progress, I mean, unless you are working super intuitively with it and you're just going to town, like you have no distractions, and you know 100% what you're going to do for something, then yeah, it goes by pretty quickly. But when it comes to stuff like this, not so much. And it's lots of fun. Lots and lots of fun. So within 25 minutes, you're probably going to barely see any progress. We'll probably be on part 5 or something by the time I get this out of the way and this cab actually cut. So, or maybe not actually. I lost track of what I was doing, and by the looks of it, I think it's about ready to be cut finally. I just make sure everything's lined up the best it can be. How's that looking? That's looking pretty good. Let's see here. Another thing I'm going to point out again, that if you don't know this, when you make cuts on a model like this, things tend to go bad very, 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 very quickly. So in order to kind of get around that, cut everything at once or in one go. That way you don't have like a disappearing model issue, I guess, because you're pretty limited on how many cuts you can do on a model. And I know it sucks, but that's how the modeling program is, and I don't know exactly 100% why, because again, I'm mediocre. Like, compared to the guys over at jointedrail.com, or some of the more professional modelers on Grand Theft Auto, I'm nothing compared to them. So, whatever works best, we just kind of work with what we have here. Now, I'm kind of curious to know, like, for the next part, what I might end up doing is do one for like 30 minutes and see how you guys like that. And if you like that a lot better than just the 25, like you get to see a little bit more in one video. I mean, or if it's too long and boring or stupid or whatever, I mean, let me know what you guys think, because I want to provide good content to you right now. I mean, the whole point of this little mini-series, I guess, is to show, like, if you go back to part 1, I explain that my intentions for this project were to help somebody in the farming simulator community who's working on a series called FS911, and it's a really neat series, so I do highly suggest you go check that out. But I wanted to be able to show him some progress and show him how my modeling goes in 3DSMax. He uses Blender. It's a huge learning curve, but yeah, that's kind of the point of this. Is just kind of like, hey, man, this is what we do here. It's for fun. It's not to get serious or anything, but So the bottom of that grill comes out of the bottom of that light there. That's all I want to know. Because what I want to make sure we're doing here is getting all the cuts that we need to get done That way we don't have any major model glitches, and we can do some good stuff here. That's our main concern right now at this moment. I can show you a render of everything, I guess, and then we can see how we get from there. Yeah, so we're right about there. And then I just move that to there. Effect pivot only, centered object, align to object, and then I'm gonna zero that out. That way we can have it, as on point as we can. And then we're gonna go back into the editable poly. I like to call it edible poly because I can't pronounce words very well. But another thing, when you go and you cut stuff, whether it be your enemies, whether it be your friends, whether it be your own grandmother, whatever it is, remember that you can possibly add polys. And the same goes for chamfering. Alright, when you cut stuff, you're adding polygons. So if I go here, and we go to our compound objects, and we go to Pro Boolean, and great, I'm going to select this, and I'm going to make a cut. The poly count goes from 315 to 445. And that is because these extra little iterations here are being added on to the model. So when you go to do this and you want to optimize your model, which I highly suggest more and more of you guys do this, pay attention to how many iterations you're doing. Because I can guarantee from my experience in the texturing and reskinning department of this whole graphic design stuff that's going on, that if you make something that's got like 3 iterations on it with pretty decent texturing, you can make that look really smooth and really round. And there's also a couple of smoothing modifiers on here that will actually make it look even more better. So just pay attention to how many iterations you're putting on here. I typically like to stay 4 or 5 for these basic parts here. I mean, I think the windows are at 5 right now, and then there's a couple other parts here that are close to that, but here's what we'll do. I'm looking at the time. We're about 25 minutes into this episode. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go full on. I'm just going to do the entire bully on here when we get to that point. So if it goes 30 minutes, I'll end it at 30 minutes, but I want to try this and see if we can get a little bit longer time out of this and get more information and more stuff in that you guys want to see. So, uh, and I don't really, with the program I'm using, I haven't found an option to like pause the video while I do these like little looks through things, but oh man, I misspelled that. Interior. There we go. And then we'll just look up FDNY engine interior with like all that stuff on it. Oh, what's this? I don't know if that's what we want. Can see, we can look through all this stuff here. See if we find anything interesting. If we do, we do. If we don't, we don't. So be it. Oh man. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna end the video here. I'm gonna get the next part on, and then we're gonna try for like 30 minutes and see, what exactly we can get out of this. Because, maybe we can actually see some real progress go on with this. But right now, you're just seeing like the start of me setting everything up. So I'm gonna stop the recording here, and then let me think. Well, then I'll start the next one. So see you then.